This is the story of the day a Soviet officer saved the world from nuclear war. On September 26, 1983, Stanislav Petrov, a lieutenant colonel in the Soviet Army, was working the night shift at the command center. His job was to monitor the early warning system for incoming attacks. All of the missiles in the world couldn't get past this system. If it said there was an attack, then there was an attack. The system consisted of hundreds of ground stations and satellites that were constantly watching the United States and its allies. And if anything suspicious happened, they would alert Petrov. At 1:40 a.m., the system beeped. The computers were giving off warning signals. The printers started rolling, and Petrov read the first line of the report. His blood ran cold. It said objects had been detected coming from the direction of the United States. They're most likely ICBMs. They could be carrying nuclear warheads. Petrov quickly realized what this meant. The United States had just launched several nuclear missiles, and they were heading straight for the USSR. According to the report, the missiles were about 200 kilometers from the Soviet border. This gave the Soviet Union about 15 minutes to respond before the missiles reached their targets. At that point, the Soviet Union had only two options. They could either retaliate against the United States, or they could let the missiles hit their territory and hope for the best. The choice wasn't theirs to make. The protocol was clear. If the early warning system reported an attack, then the Soviet leaders needed to be informed immediately. Petrov picked up the phone and started dialing the number to the duty officer at the general staff. But as he waited for the call to go through, his eyes fell on the second line of the report. It said the objects may be a false alarm. More data is needed to confirm. Hope surged through Petrov. Maybe it wasn't an attack after all. Maybe it was just a drill or a technical glitch. But if it was a glitch, then why did the system report it as an imminent attack? Petrov didn't know the answer, but he decided not to wait around to find out. He put the phone back on the hook and called the chief of the warning system. "I need more data," he said. "Tell me, is this really an attack?" The chief was confused. According to the protocol, Petrov should have already reported the attack to the higher-ups. Why was he wasting valuable time? But he trusted Petrov's judgment. He knew that if there was an attack, then Petrov would do the right thing. So he checked the system again. "It's a false alarm," he said. "There are no missiles." Relief washed over Petrov. He thanked the chief and hung up the phone. Then he picked up the other receiver and called the duty officer. "There was a glitch in the system," he said. "It wasn't an attack." The duty officer was furious. According to the protocol, Petrov had made a grave mistake. He should have reported the attack, even if it turned out to be a false alarm. But Petrov didn't care. He had looked into the eyes of the monster that is war, and he didn't want anyone else to see that face. In the following years, Petrov was reprimanded several times for disobeying the protocol. But eventually, the truth came out. In 1998, the Russian government declassified the incident and awarded Petrov a medal for saving the world from nuclear war. Today, he is considered one of the unsung heroes of the Cold War.